Your perspective, what are the core grievances of the protesters?
Hardship, in one word. And what the protesters are saying is that their poverty, their hardship, their unemployment, their hunger is caused by bad governance. So what they are asking for is either the government to relieve them of the hardship, of the hunger, or find an alternative for them. I think that is the cause of it.
Obasanjo recently have called Tinubu. They said, Tinubu, listen to the people.
Yes.
That the hardship is becoming unbearable.
Yes.
Well, to you, do you think Tinubu will ever pay attention to us?
I'm afraid that Tinubu doesn't listen. I'm afraid. But then I like to give people benefit of doubt. Our leaders, when they get to answer work, I'm not making an excuse. I don't know what happens. So there was a time I was even afraid that if Peter were to win, wouldn't that quote unquote causes of answer work come upon him? But then, so I don't know. You see, these aides, these PAs, these SSAs, we just tell them they are evil. They don't tell our leaders the truth. I just always see from the lens of what they read most time. I'm not trying to cover anything here. I'm just saying my mind because oh Tinubu, I'm making an example. Oh Baba, on his opposition. Oh Baba, they don't like you. Oh Baba, they are sponsoring. Instead of you to tell Baba that Baba, truth is that people are hungry. But with this former ex-generals calling out the president, maybe he will listen. And if he does not listen to the voice of former president, former generals, I don't know. We don't know. But even they are human beings. I was telling my colleague David this morning. I said, these generals that are calling Obasanjo and Tinubu, don't think that they are calling him because of your interest. Sometimes, because of their own interest. Because Nigeria is still Nigeria. Because people are still following the rule of law. Because Nigeria is still a country that is still governed by law. Somehow, that is why Obasanjo is Obasanjo in Ota. That's why Babangida is in Minna. If, for example, something happens, the level of hunger becomes so much and everything, and the country is into chaos and anarchy, Obasanjo will not be Obasanjo anymore. Obasanjo will not be Babangida anymore. So they are looking from that lens that this country cannot collapse while we are alive. So from their own side, they have to speak out. So like I said, if the poor people does not have anything to reach, if the poor people does not have anything to eat again, they must start eating the rich people. That is it. Yes. Because the time that you are in Italy, you have to be very careful. You cannot walk 5 to 10 miles without seeing a human being begging money. And these people, they are working. But look at the amount of fuel now. It's 1,000 naira. From here to Kenya now, it's 500. And people are still collecting 40,000 naira, 5,000 naira in a month. You know what I'm saying? So that level, it has reached the peak. That this time around, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our president, should try and listen and should try and look beyond those SSAs, maybe those PAs that may be deceiving him. He should listen to Nigerians and listen to these leaders that truly the country is not where it's supposed to be and the hunger has reached, let me say, a breaking point for Nigerians.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rilwan, for that brilliant submission.
Thank you, sir.
As usual, we need actions. We need actions. Enough of the words and the rhetorics and the lamentation of people. You are preaching a music that you want to liberate Nigeria from the hands of criminals. You are saying you want to dismantle structures of criminality. Peter Obi, nobody fights the criminals in their table, on their table in their office, enjoying ACs. No, you have to go into the mud with them. You have to be able to get yourself stained. And in this instance, I am not saying Peter Obi should go out there and start bribing, buying votes. No. But what I'm saying is Obi needs to get more natural, more traditional. He has to apply traditional approach. If truly he wants to build a party that will be so powerful and so influential socially, politically in Nigeria, in the coming years, most especially come 2027, you want to defeat a Tinubu who is known to be a political juggernaut, a Tinubu that can hold, in one day, Tinubu can hold 50 rounds of meeting with political chieftains and stalwarts. How do we do this? How do we seal this local government? Who is the key people here? Who do I pay money? Who do I see? Who are the area boys? Are the things that are keeping Tinubu relevant. Tinubu is not a brilliant man. Tinubu, there's nothing special about it. He's not a superhuman. The only thing about Tinubu is he's so passionate about winning elections. And he has mastered the art of winning elections. And anybody can actually master that. It is not about you eating altar and start saying, are you buying bread cheaper? No. After doing that, you have to go further. On the days of election, which are like more or less like Judgment Day, you have to be seen on the field with the people. So, you have to optimize your influence, gather your people. Nigerians are docile people. Nigerians are naturally docile and they are cowards. The only thing when Nigerians have been doing now, after doing that, nothing. They are the proverbial empty vessels that make the loudest noise. Those are who the Nigerian people are. We like to make the noise. When it is time to take action, then we are found wanting. You have to be aggressive. You have to be blunt. Take a cue from Showore. Though people do not love Showore, which I want to ask myself, what has Showore actually done to not to be loved, despite sacrificing so much? But be that as it may, Peter Obi, who is loved, who people are ready to troop out for. At this stage, if Peter Obi still think that Tinubu can arrest him, then maybe people need to stop supporting a person like Peter Obi. A man who doesn't know his self-worth is not worth defending. When you don't know your worth as a human being, no, people shouldn't defend you, because when they defend you, what you end up doing is you end up embarrassing them. You tell them, did I ask you to fight for me? So this is why some people at this stage, sometimes they have that mindset of reluctance, and they are always hesitating, like, is Peter Obi ready to truly deliver this Nigeria into the new position he has always been promising us, he has been postulating for a while now, because his actions don't seem to commiserate his words. So for me, as a Nigerian, I think Peter Obi needs to be more radical. And if Peter Obi thinks he is not more radical, why is Peter Obi not thinking of margin protest?
Wasting of time.
But it seems that everybody is just going about it, minding their own business.
Nobody concerned.
I think Nigerians are already, they've adjusted to the sufferness.
No things go do. Then now wasting of time. Wasting of time.
What do you mean wasting of time?
You don't know what they do.
Are you saying the protest as
it don't make sense?
Really?
What do you make? Now wasting of time. I tell you, so no protest. Forget.
Why is it wasting of time?
No, don't know what's waiting to happen. So what happen now? They sent the port of APC will be Europe, will be Lagos. Protest no day. Now carry for one place, you infring they go. Now protest be that. What are you doing there? That Bobby Odu said that Nigerian what? He said they are soulless. He abused them. That Bobby Odu, the governor of Ogun State. He said, now useless thing. So what are we talking about? Are we talking that they say this is the protest they be? This is the point of protest. If Lagos is Yoruba protest, hey, we win.
Are you saying if Yorubas do not partake in protest, that
it will work? This is not only 20% of Yoruba protest. When Yoruba 80% hit protest, you go hear the same protest day. And I don't get protest, not be anybody.
Good morning, Mr. Kule.
Yeah, good morning, Neyi.
Yes, a lot has been going on since Bola Ahmed Tinubu became the president. But one thing for sure is that the hardship in the land has increased. Come October 1st, the Nigerian people want to hit the streets. They are coming out with over 16 agendas, demand a request from the president. And part of it is constitutional change, free education. People are demanding for grants, not loans. Do you think this protest will succeed?
Actually, what we need to have done earlier, I think I will give kudos to what's it called, Showore. It's just getting back on the track to good governance in Nigeria. All those protests without their needs to be tendered is nothing to write home about. The hunger protest was just a part of it, but it's not the real thing we're supposed to be protesting for, because the foundation has been rotten from the onset. And what we need now is to dig the foundation from the ground. And how do we dig the foundation from the ground? It's about the constitution Nigeria is using now. That constitution cannot lead us anywhere. We can only manage it for a while, but we can't manage it forever. And that is what is playing out now. That constitution will revisit a lot of atrocity that's been going on within the class of the politicians. And what I mean now, I'm so happy with the agenda the Showore factors is bringing in, and that is the real thing we're supposed to have ampled on to let our leaders know the constitution that they have been using to rule us is not a welcome one, and it's not a real, agenda that can change the narrative of the country. So to me, I will really support Showore with that. And the details of those needs now is, let the National Assembly, let there be, it can be bicameral, it can be, reduce the populations of that National Assembly. Maybe we can merge both the House of Rep and the Senate, or one has to go for others, because as it is now, we don't have the resources to fund those two legislators' harm. We don't have the funds, and we've been fooling ourselves for a while, and it has come to reality now that we need to change the narrative of excess spending on the National Assembly members, excess spending on the House of Rep member, excess spending on our political office holders. So Nigeria now is a poor state, I can't say. We're not rich, we are endowed with resources, but have we been able to, capitalize on the resources we have and to bring them to productive, level? But we all rely on oil, and oil is drying up. I think that oil is a cost in disguise for Nigeria. We have oil, we don't have refinery. How come a country that was rated one of the sixth largest producer of oil now turned down to a begging nation that has to keep begging all around now for debt forgiveness? And that is what maybe people don't know now. The president now is sending a message down to the UN, to the donors countries, that they should forget, they should give us, debts, forgive, we should have a debt relief. They should give us a debt relief. Maybe they should cancel all our debts, because as it is now, we have drawn ourselves down to the poor nation. A poor nation in governance. Not a poor nation in the country generally, because the country is endowed. But have you been able to activate what the endowment we have in this country?
No. Mr. Kule, yes. The president yesterday was, like you said, begging the United Nations for debt forgiveness. But as a Nigerian that you are, do you think they will take him seriously? Looking at the fact that in the last 6 months, this man has spent over 200 billion on himself. He spent 150 billion to buy private jet. He gave his vice president over 20 billion. He gave his wife almost 5 billion thereabout. Do you think there's hope on that side? Then, secondly, about the protest, how would you feel if this president begins to arrest people again just because they are hungry and they are protesting?
See, the president did not arrest, is not arresting any. You see, that's why I say any platform I come onto, I have to be factual. I have to balance the events on ground. The president did not just keep arresting. Nobody was arrested in Ojota. I witnessed the Ojota protest. I went there to observe it. Nobody was arrested. The police were stationed somewhere. The protesters were stationed somewhere. But you could remember that protest, there was a hidden agenda from some section. You could remember what happened in the north, that they started carrying Russian flag. I mean, that's a treasonable offense. If you do that in your country, that means you're no longer loyal to your country, and you are planning. It's more or less like planning a coup for the president. So he has a right to arrest those. And you could see what happened in Kano. You could see what happened in what's it called? You could see what happened in the north generally. They changed the narrative of the protest to political combats. That means with political combats is in Kano we have Ganduje and you have what's it called, the NNPP guy, Kwankwaso factors. Then the emir, the emir they bashed away from that. I'm talking of Ado Bayero. It's just between the battle is between the Ado Bayero and the Sanusi, and it was just a political game there, and that political game snowballed into the end bad government, in which that wasn't the main issues they embarked on. It was just about the political power the two of them are fighting for. You're talking of Kwankwaso, you're talking of Ganduje. That was what led to that arrest of people, and you could see a lot of property were damages. There was damages of properties in Kano. Can you protest and be destroying infrastructure? Are you helping yourself, or you are helping are you helping the government, or you are helping yourself? I mean, with protest has to be very civil. But in Kano, you could see what they did there. There was a lot of damage. There was a lot of destructions. And can you count that a protest? And anywhere all over the world, you don't need to destroy government properties, because that government properties belongs to you. And it's still we that we're going to face the wrath of that destruction. So to me, it's a welcome development for that constitution to be reviewed. It's long overdue. We're just managing ourselves. We're just passing up the constitution that is not workable. And I think I'll be the happiest man on earth. Actually, the president too, a lot of elder statesmen have been in the House of Rock to let him know that let there be a confab. Jonathan confab is there. We don't need to waste more money on it. There's a deliberation, and there's a what's it called, there's a deliberations on that confab, in which is in the archive of in the state house there, in the presidency office. They should dust it out. I'm talking of Jonathan confab, and add up some other ingredients that we need to move the country forward. And once we get that done, we are good to go. But if you are hiding the truth, we are passing up the truth that the country is well. The country is not well, because check how long we've withdrawn with democracy, with got from the
So, Mr. Kule, I want to believe you will be joining the protest come October 1st, because I can see you are supporting this protest this time.
I need to, since it's not going to be violent protest. And I'm telling you now, Showore himself, being an activist, being someone that I've been following for a while, right from his days in Unilag, right from his incarcerations, right from his attack in which he was brutally wounded by the students student of Unilag. I think his party is going on a right path now. That the problem we have you can bring, let's even assume you bring Obama to come and rule Nigeria today. Once the foundation is not on ground, nothing will work.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kule.